Chelsea Clinton will tie the knot with her long-term boyfriend Mark Mezvinsky, and for many Americans it's the equivalent of a royal marriage.
In a world obsessed with celebrity glamour, sometimes the most captivating stories come from those who shine quietly beside the spotlight. What if the man paired with a high-profile political figure like Chelsea Clinton isn't just a supportive partner, but also one of the most striking and intriguing men out there? Mark Mezvinsky, with his tall stature, sharp features, and effortless charm, is often described as the kind of man who could walk straight off a magazine cover, yet prefers an understated life. The quiet force behind a political legacy. Mark Mezvinsky's story begins with a family legacy steeped in politics and public service, setting him apart with a blend of intellect and composure. Born into a politically engaged household, his parents were both former members of the United States House of Representatives, giving Mark a unique window into the workings of government and diplomacy from an early age. Growing up surrounded by discussions of policy and leadership, he developed a sharp mind that complemented his calm, thoughtful demeanor. His upbringing wasn't just about politics, though. It also instilled a sense of responsibility and humility that would define him as much as his professional achievements. Academically, Mark followed the footsteps of many Ivy League students, attending prestigious universities that sharpened his intellectual edge. He graduated from the University of Pennsylvania, known for producing some of the country's brightest minds. This education laid the foundation for a career where analytical skills met real-world impact, highlighting a quietly ambitious man more interested in substance than flash. Despite his elite background, Mark has always maintained an approachable vibe, someone who effortlessly bridges serious intellect with genuine warmth. While his family's political ties could have thrust him into the limelight earlier, Mark chose a path that favors quiet competence over public spectacle. This has allowed him to carve out his own identity, separate from the towering Clinton legacy and from the inevitable media swirl that follows political families. His early years also included high-level internships and experiences that gave him perspective beyond the typical political scion. It's clear from the start, Mark was preparing for a life that would blend influence with discretion. His striking physical presence, standing tall with sharp cheekbones and soulful hazel eyes, is often noted but never overplayed. He looks every bit the polished Ivy League gentleman, yet with an easygoing, down-to-earth charisma that disarms those who meet him. This combination of brains and looks sets a tone for what makes him so compelling. It's a rare mix that grows stronger the more people get to know him. But the essence of his appeal goes beyond appearances. It's the steady confidence and kindness that define him. That balance of intellect, heritage, and measured charm lays the groundwork for a man who can stand quietly beside a global figure like Chelsea Clinton without getting lost in her shadow. At the same time, it hints at deeper qualities that only close friends and family are privy to, qualities that make him much more than just a political spouse. There is a sense that Mark's path, while influenced by family history, is also uniquely his own, carved with purpose and care. Understanding his background is essential, but it also raises a subtle intrigue. How does a man with such a public pedigree manage to maintain a private life that so few get to glimpse? And what qualities make him the partner Chelsea Clinton feels is worth marrying, not once, but for over a decade? These questions linger, nudging us to look closer as we explore the connection he shares with Chelsea and what makes their relationship so enduring and inspiring. From these early foundations of thoughtfulness and subtle strength blossomed a relationship that defies easy headlines. A bond built on respect and time. Mark Mezvinsky and Chelsea Clinton's story is as much about timing and deep roots as it is about shared values and mutual respect. They first crossed paths as teenagers at a political retreat in the 1990s. a setting that set the tone for the seriousness and depth of their connection. Unlike many celebrity couples formed under the spotlight of Hollywood glamour, theirs began in the quieter corridors of political youth events and academic halls, planting seeds that would take years to fully bloom. Early on, their relationship was marked by genuine friendship and intellectual rapport, rather than the typical whirlwind romances often seen in public life. Reconnecting as adults, they found their youthful bond had grown into a profound partnership. Their marriage in 2010 in Rhinebeck, New York, was a lavish but intimate affair, reflective of their preference to blend tradition with personal significance. Surrounded by family and close friends, their wedding symbolized not just a union of two individuals, but the merging of two influential worlds, one political, one financial, with a surprising ease and grace. It was clear from the start that their life together would be built on shared ideals and steady support. Their relationship carries a strong bipartisan pedigree, which gives them a unique place in America's political and social tapestry. In a nation often divided, their union stands as a quiet emblem of cooperation and personal respect across lines that might otherwise separate them. Friends describe Mark as brainy and compassionate, qualities that complement Chelsea's own public image of intelligence and resilience. Together, they embody a partnership forged in values rather than spectacle. The connection between them exists in a private manner which they intentionally cultivate. Chelsea describes how Mark's understated comedic style, together with his reliable behavior, creates a stable foundation which helps her manage the pressures of her family heritage. He serves as a partner who strengthens her through his silent contributions, which include reading bedtime stories to their children, using perfect voices, and serving on charity boards, and choosing family time over public events. The relationship exists to establish genuine connections between two people who share their time together. The couple maintains a delicate balance between their need to be seen in public and their desire to keep their personal life concealed, which becomes essential when public interest rises due to their Clinton connection and their spouse's low-key but powerful status. The couple protects their children's childhood because they choose to keep their children away from public scrutiny while allowing limited access to their family activities. The couple demonstrates their bond through their shared commitment to family life, which forms the foundation of their relationship that shows love through dedicated attention and mutual respect. The couple who first met as teenagers have maintained their relationship through time, which creates a bond that exists through the quick shifts of both celebrity and political life. The story presents roots which grow stronger through time, instead of displaying a temporary fire which quickly vanishes. The relationship between them develops through time, which shows that Mark possesses hidden strength because he stays close to Chelsea. The man behind the charming exterior has a multifaceted career that reveals even more about the depth and character he brings to their relationship. Success behind the scenes. Mark Mezvinsky's career path showcases a man who balances high achievement with thoughtful purpose. Launching his professional journey in the demanding world of investment banking, he quickly earned a reputation for intelligence and discretion. This wasn't someone seeking the spotlight, but a skilled operator behind the scenes, navigating complex financial landscapes with precision. His tenure in finance offered not only expertise, but also an evolving interest in ethical and socially responsible initiatives. Co-founding the hedge fund Eagle Vale Partners marked a significant milestone in his career. The firm focused on global macro strategies, representing Mark's aptitude for big-picture thinking paired with deep analysis. His leadership in this space reflected a drive to combine financial success with impactful investment choices. Though hedge funds can trigger images of aggressive profit-seeking, Mark's approach remained measured and socially conscious, aligning with broader values shared by his family and himself. Beyond finance, Mark's involvement in philanthropy and tech philanthropy speaks to a broader vision. He quietly leads initiatives focused on socially responsible investing and innovation, proving that influence doesn't require grandstanding. These efforts often operate behind closed doors, but generate meaningful change, demonstrating a commitment to using resources for good. His work merges brains with heart, embodying a modern form of leadership that prizes sustainability and community impact. Mark has achieved his professional successes through work which he has performed outside of media attention. His career progress depends on his ability to maintain dedication throughout each workday, instead of depending on media attention. His commitment to privacy enhances his trustworthiness as a partner who can be relied on for both marital and business relationships and social events. His dedication to essential matters shows his true character that draws people to him beyond his business duty. The study of his career path demonstrates how he succeeds in managing challenging situations while working in highly demanding environments, which scrutinize his every action. He demonstrates his ability to maintain steadiness through his work, to establish equilibrium between two important responsibilities. Mark's achievements exist as deliberate results, which he engineers through his dedication to discipline and his commitment to his moral values. Chelsea uses his financial industry accomplishments to support its worldwide health initiatives and activist work, while both organizations establish mutual respect between their operational objectives. Their partnership produces a shared commitment to achieve results, which combines their shared values with their combined knowledge. Their relationship functions as a devoted partnership, which leads to important cooperative work. Through his leadership of socially responsible projects, he brings fresh understanding to the traditional political heritage which has developed around him. The world needs leaders who possess both intellectual power and social influence, and Mark delivers both through his successful career. He embodies influence through his ability to exercise power without becoming involved in public conflicts. As the story of Mark Mezvinsky unfolds, the facets of his appearance and style add another dimension to his quietly commanding presence. Quiet charisma and effortless elegance. Mark Mezvinsky's presence commands attention without ever demanding it. Standing at 6 feet 3 inches tall, he carries himself with the relaxed confidence of someone comfortable in his own skin. His sharp cheekbones, paired with soulful hazel eyes, give him an effortlessly striking look that has been compared to a GQ model who simply wandered into a policy summit. Unlike the typical loud celebrity, Mark embodies a refined, understated style that amplifies rather than overshadows his natural features. His fashion choices reflect this balance of elegance and ease. On formal occasions, Mark wears tailored suits that fit flawlessly, projecting the image of a man who understands the power of presentation but doesn't need to shout it. Off-duty, he opts for classic, well-fitted pieces, clean lines, neutral colors, and subtle textures that suit his polished yet approachable persona. This consistent, thoughtful wardrobe aligns perfectly with his low-key public life, reinforcing the image of a man who values quality over flash. The combination of physical attributes and style contributes to a quiet kind of charisma that draws people in rather than pushing them away. His strong jawline and defined features make him stand out in any crowd, yet there's an inviting warmth in his smile and demeanor. It's an aura refined by intellect and kindness, which makes his attractiveness more than just skin deep. Observers often comment that his appeal deepens the longer you watch his interactions with family and friends. Apart from looks and clothes, Mark's body language speaks volumes. He moves with an easy grace that suggests both physical poise and mental calm. Whether casually chatting at events or engaging in more formal settings, his gestures are measured but genuine, never rehearsed, always authentic. This natural ease reinforces the impression that his handsome appearance is just one facet of a well-rounded, grounded individual. Mark does not depend on his physical attraction because he possesses better qualities than his attractive appearance. His ability to listen closely and respond with understanding shows his deep capacity to think about things. His physical attraction reaches new levels of power through his affectionate nature, which he displays when he reads bedtime stories and works with nonprofit organizations. The combination of his outer self-assurance and internal compassion creates an exceptional quality that makes his handsome appearance seem authentic instead of theatrical. Mark's public image receives additional enhancement through his marriage to Chelsea Clinton because her stronger and noisier public image creates a sharp contrast. Mark presents himself through subtle methods which help his wife showcase her personality while maintaining their couple identity. The balance between these two opposing forces makes him attractive because he represents a type of male partner who provides support without taking center stage. The man possesses both attractive physical features and deep partnership comprehension. Mark displays his ability to move between social gatherings and formal events through his selection of clothing, which combines elements from different fashion eras. His hair remains tidy, while he often styles it in a simple manner which matches his Ivy League roots and his grown-up attitude. A man who maintains self-care without showing excessive self-importance uses this sophisticated grooming method to create an impression of himself. People admire this approach, but they also feel envious because it creates a permanent presence. Mark's tranquil demeanor combines with his organized fashion choices to establish his personal style. Mark prefers to remain in the background instead of becoming the main focus because he possesses an appealing personality which creates a strong impact in a world that values showy displays. The man leaves a powerful impression through his quiet demeanor because he displays both self-assurance and modesty. Behind the poised exterior lies a devoted father and deeply committed family man whose personal life reveals a softer yet equally compelling dimension. A quiet pillar of family, love, and legacy. Mark Mezvinsky's role as a husband and father is the cornerstone of his quietly impressive life. Away from the spotlight, he embraces family life with a devotion that feels both genuine and rare in public figures. Described by those close to him as warm and attentive, Mark prioritizes moments with Chelsea Clinton and their 3 children over any form of public acclaim. His presence at family events, from school activities to quiet evenings at home, reflects a man deeply invested in nurturing and supporting his loved ones. One of the most telling aspects of Mark's personal life is his ability to balance public attention without letting it disrupt his family's privacy. Despite the media's fascination with the Clintons, he manages to shield their household from unnecessary exposure, carefully navigating the demands of their high-profile backgrounds. This dedication to discretion adds a layer of protection and normalcy that few in their position achieve, allowing their children a grounded upbringing. Mark's devotion extends into the small, everyday moments that often go unnoticed but carry profound meaning. He is known for reading bedtime stories with different voices, an intimate gesture that evidences his hands-on approach to parenting. These tender actions build a foundation of trust and security for their children, illustrating his commitment as a dad beyond just providing or protecting. His involvement isn't limited to family. Mark also dedicates time to charitable boards and initiatives, showing that his sense of responsibility expands into the wider community. This blend of family care with social consciousness reveals a man who lives his values consistently across different areas of life. It's a reminder that his handsomeness is matched by the substance of character and compassion. The strong partnership between Mark and Chelsea is built on mutual support and shared priorities. Friends often highlight how their relationship thrives on intellectual respect, humor, and genuine affection, rather than public spectacle. This balance makes them a model couple who navigate the pressures of fame and influence with grace and humility. Mark's ability to work a tux for events like the Met Gala signals that he's comfortable stepping into the public arena when necessary. But even then, he does so with a quiet professionalism that contrasts with the flashier celebrity culture. His presence complements Chelsea's poised public image while maintaining his distinct identity as a thoughtful and approachable partner. Their family life unfolds with a sense of rhythm and routine that feels both modern and timeless. By sharing responsibilities and ensuring that one parent is consistently present for their children, they embody a partnership grounded in care and collaboration. This approach highlights Mark's role not just as a husband, but as an involved father. Despite the whirlwind of political and media attention surrounding them, their shared priority remains the well-being and happiness of their children. Mark's nurturing quietly supports this foundation, making him the steady force that often operates out of direct view, but with profound effect. His private life reveals not only his depth, but sets the stage for a persona that intriguingly contrasts with other well-known celebrity partners. Mastering the art of reserved elegance. Mark Mezvinsky's life under the public eye is strikingly low-key for someone connected so closely to America's political royalty. While Chelsea Clinton frequently draws media attention due to her own career and family background, Mark has mastered the art of maintaining a reserved and controlled presence. He rarely seeks the spotlight, preferring instead to let his actions speak through family devotion and professional accomplishments. This deliberate privacy fosters a sense of respect and intrigue, as the public catches only glimpses of the man behind the headlines. Unlike many high-profile spouses who become tabloid fixtures, Mark's media presence is characterized by discretion. His appearances at events, such as charity galas or social functions, are marked by professionalism rather than flamboyance. This approach has endeared him to insiders who view his calm demeanor as a refreshing counterpoint to the often frenetic pace of celebrity life. Unlike typical celebrity coverage that focuses on drama, coverage of Mark tends to highlight his steadiness and thoughtfulness. This carefully curated invisibility doesn't mean Mark is absent. Rather, it allows him to control when and how he is seen. In interviews and public moments, he exudes an understated confidence that feels authentic and unforced. Friends and colleagues often praise his ability to engage warmly without the trappings of performance or exaggeration. He embodies a modern kind of charm rooted in intellect and integrity rather than spectacle. The media's respectful distance has helped preserve Mark's personal and family life from excessive intrusion. By keeping his private moments guarded, he creates a safe haven for Chelsea and their children away from relentless public scrutiny. This protective barrier is essential for a family frequently analyzed in political and social contexts. It also demonstrates Mark's commitment to prioritizing family well-being above personal publicity. The distance from the tabloid glare creates an enigmatic feeling about him because people become curious, yet he shows them only limited information. People hold this particular fascination because they envision an individual who possesses authority while showing both elegance and kindness in his private moments. The way he attracts people to him exists beyond his physical appearance and his achievements because his presence contains something authentic, which exists at a deeper level. Mark uses his humble nature to guide him through his interactions with others in society. He follows a different path than most public figures who belong to his generation because he almost never shares personal content through social media. He exhibits this behavior because he understands that his celebrity status creates limited effect, while his actual value exists within his personal character. People who see him behave in a reserved manner differ from those who participate in celebrity culture, which involves sharing everything online. His public persona serves as an effective counterpoint to Chelsea's main role because he supports her work without taking the center stage. People admire this relationship because it shows genuine partnership instead of two people who fight for the spotlight. Their relationship shows two people who share mutual respect while developing a united front that contrasts with public relationship dramas. The way Mark maintains his composure during media conflicts helps him build a positive image because he shows dignified yet friendly behavior. He serves as a stable presence in Chelsea's personal life and professional activities because he helps her work while maintaining his own identity. His image as a political spouse increases his status as one of the most attractive and respected figures in the public eye. The grounded nature of Mark's public persona contrasts sharply with the flashier celebrity husbands often seen in Hollywood. Allure of genuine love. In a world filled with high-profile celebrity couples, Mark Mezvinsky stands out as a quietly compelling figure, especially when compared to some of the most handsome and devoted husbands in Hollywood. Unlike actors and entertainers whose lives are often splashed across tabloids and social media, Mark's appeal is rooted in a blend of understated elegance, intellectual achievement, and steady devotion. He doesn't need red carpet theatrics to capture attention. His presence alone tells a story of depth and substance. Comparing Mark to Hollywood's leading men highlights this distinction. While actors like Chris Hemsworth and Ryan Reynolds captivate with charisma and physical prowess, Mark's attractiveness lies in a subtler balance of sharp features and warm personality. His height and strong jawline might place him alongside the likes of Ben Affleck or Tom Hardy, but his demeanor is decidedly more low-key and private. This combination makes him the kind of partner whose strength is felt rather than flaunted. Others known for their public romances, such as Ryan Reynolds with Blake Lively or David Beckham with Victoria Beckham, occupy the spotlight with playful banter and high-profile projects. Mark, in contrast, is the calm center to Chelsea's own ambitious public life, embodying a partnership that privileges quiet support over headline-making moments. This contrast enhances rather than diminishes his allure, as it suggests a maturity not defined by fame, but by character. His approach also mirrors that of tech moguls like Evan Spiegel, who blend wealth, influence, and a reserved attitude to crafting their public image. However, Mark's political pedigree adds a layer of gravitas that complements Chelsea's own history, creating a power couple dynamic that stands apart from entertainment-centric partnerships. It demonstrates how handsomeness and respect can coexist in worlds far beyond Hollywood glitz. Moreover, Mark shares with his celebrity counterparts a dedication to family and philanthropy, but the manner in which he engages in these roles is distinctly understated. Rather than headline-driven activism or media-friendly charity work, his efforts feel more personal and quietly impactful. This approach aligns with a growing appreciation for partners who bring stability and genuine care to the often chaotic lives of public figures. Mark maintains his own personal identity, which enables people to connect with him while they see him as someone who achieves great things. People find his character independence attractive because they prefer relationships which establish genuine connections instead of public displays of affection. The most impressive transformations occur when people think they should hide their progress from other people. His constant loyalty creates positive comparisons to relationships which include Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes and Christian Bale. The couples show a stable relationship which counters common celebrity patterns because genuine attractiveness exists in their dedication to one another and their compassionate behavior toward others. Mark Mezvinsky demonstrates intellectual capability together with humble disposition and subtle charisma, which makes him the ideal husband who supports his wife while maintaining his own identity. The public now admires this rare quality because media outlets show an increasing demand for genuine content. This quietly confident and devoted persona sets the stage perfectly for understanding why Mark Mezvinsky truly earns the title as one of the most handsome men in the world. Why Mark Mezvinsky stands out. Mark Mezvinsky's appeal goes far beyond conventional standards of handsomeness, firmly rooted in a blend of intellect, humility, and genuine warmth. At 6 feet 3 inches tall, with sharply defined features and soulful eyes, he easily captures attention. Yet, it is the quiet strength of his character that truly makes him exceptional. Unlike many public figures who rely on flash and spectacle, Mark embodies a subtle magnetic presence that grows stronger the more you learn about him. This rare combination places him in a league of his own among high-profile partners. His Ivy League upbringing and career accomplishments reflect a man with a purpose beyond merely maintaining a polished image. Mark's thoughtful approach to life and work, especially his commitment to socially responsible investing and philanthropy, shows a depth that commands respect. He does not seek validation through public adoration, but earns it quietly through consistent integrity and action. This thoughtful commitment enhances his allure and defines his version of handsomeness. In relationships, Mark redefines what it means to be a devoted husband in the public eye. His support of Chelsea Clinton is not performative, but deeply rooted in mutual respect and shared values. He listens, nurtures, and stands as a steady foundation during the complex demands his wife faces. This kind of partnership is increasingly admired as it breaks from traditional celebrity dynamics, highlighting partnership as a quiet revolution in itself. Mark's ability to maintain privacy in an age of relentless scrutiny only adds to his mystique. By choosing to protect his family from excessive media attention, he ensures that the core of his life, his marriage and children, remain grounded. This balance of public presence and private sanctuary is an art few master, granting Mark an enviable aura of discretion paired with accessibility. It invites intrigue without sacrificing authenticity. The way he behaves, together with his dress choices, creates a complete separation between him and ordinary public figures. Mark shows natural class through his ability to wear both formal suits and informal clothing without looking forced or fake. The way he carries himself creates a silent strength which enables people to feel comfort and respect towards him. His attractive appearance, combined with his modern masculine behavior, creates a unique quality which makes him special. Mark stands out because of his special combination of characteristics when he stands next to famous husbands who display attractive personality traits and stylish looks. He shares the physical presence of many leading men, but sets himself apart through his unflashy, genuine approach to life. Mark demonstrates his greatest strengths through subtlety, which makes him successful because people now prefer to see obvious signs of achievement. His charitable work and social projects create a more powerful effect than his personal connections with others. Mark uses his power to create better changes through his work in both responsible investment and technology-based charitable activities. The combination of his physical looks and intellectual abilities and his ability to understand social issues makes him a highly attractive person who possesses multiple appealing qualities. The movement shows which people value significant content, while they dismiss everything that exists outside their primary interest. Mark Mezvinsky's blend of intellect, humility, and genuine warmth sets a new standard for what it means to be a handsome partner in today's world. His quiet strength and thoughtful character speak volumes beyond appearances. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that reveal the people behind the spotlight.